And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. Another wave of COVID-19 is in full effect. Medical experts have been repeating themselves about the importance of getting vaccinated, but it appears those 2 shots are no longer enough if you haven't gotten your booster shots yet. You may want to go ahead and make that appointment now. We have Dr. Donnie Shawlee.
Dr. Donnie Shawlee with Arch Point Pain Institute is here. BA.5, the latest variant of COVID-19 that we have to deal with, and now we're seeing there may be another wave, right?
There is, Isaiah. That's what we're seeing. This is the most transmissible variant that we've had thus far, Isaiah. We've had multiple variants of Omicron, and right now this one is the most transmissible. And the reason for that is because every time we have a mutation, it changes. The variation makes it change, and it makes it difficult for our immune systems to comprehend that virus and to fight that virus. And that is why we're seeing a significant spike across the country in cases of infection, and specifically a reinfection, meaning folks who got COVID before earlier this year with a different variant are getting reinfected because either the immunity that they had built before is not strong enough, or the body is not recognizing this new subvariant.
So is the vaccine useful in this case?
It is, Isaiah, and that's what we're seeing. However, what we're also seeing is that 1 1/3 have not gotten their boosters. 1 in 3 people have not gotten their boosters who are eligible, Isaiah. And that is why we are still dealing with this. And fortunately, a lot of these folks who get this illness do not get hospitalized, do not get the serious illness, because those initial vaccines that they may have gotten still have some sort of lingering effect that they do not get as sick. However, the CDC and the medical community is still continuing to urge folks to get their vaccines if they are eligible, specifically their boosters. If you're above the age of 50, you are now eligible for the 2nd booster of this variant here. And so that's why it's so important to do your research and look and see if you can booster up.
Now, will there come a time where we will have to be totally revaccinated again, or maybe are we being required to be vaccinated annually? What's the future look like with all of these variants? And when it comes to vaccines, will we have an annual vaccine?
I think so. I think, Isaiah, we're going to make this wave until it becomes, it's going to be very similar to how it is with the flu and influenza vaccine that we get annually. I think we're going to be seeing this. However, given all the subvariants that we're having, we're probably going to have more booster shots and more vaccinations. Rather than being a year, it may be 6 months apart that we're getting these boosters. Again, every time a subvariant happens, it changes the viral load and the viral form. And because of that, it makes it difficult for our initial proteins, the initial vaccines, to fight this completely.
When it comes to the public, many people are needlessly feeling frustrated, going through all of these different variants that are out there. But for those who are concerned that the vaccine is not working, you're saying it is. Otherwise, you would be really sick and hospitalized and possibly dead.
That's correct, Isaiah. With the Alpha variant that we initially had and the Delta, we were seeing such high numbers of hospitalizations. The hospitals were full. You remember just a year and a half ago, Isaiah, we didn't have beds in the hospitals. People were out on stretchers and in the ER waiting rooms. And so we don't want to get there. And I don't anticipate that we will, Isaiah. And that's why it's so important for folks to continue to use their, use the knowledge that we've given them in terms of the vaccinations. And then if you're indoors, if you're traveling, if you're stuck somewhere indoors, put that mask back on, especially if you're around folks that you may not be around, your household folks. It's important for you to continue to be aware that this virus is still around. It's still infecting folks. And what we're seeing is those folks who have other comorbidities, either if they're diabetic, blood pressure issues, they've got other medical illnesses, that'll put you at a higher risk to get hospitalized. And so that's why it's so important. Practice those precautions that we've been talking about for over 2 years now.